And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining for another session of Azure Power Lunch. Today, we are going to be talking about managed instance on Azure App Service. This feature was announced in public preview around Ignite, and it's is available in certain regions. So we are going to talk about what that brings to table, just like as always. What is that managed instance is? What are some of the key capabilities? A demo, when to use it, when not to use it. Okay. So this is once again as a part of App Service family. As you know, App Service is Microsoft's first-party application service that allows you to host your web applications in the cloud. There are multiple ways you can do it. It supports numerous language. If there is a language that doesn't support, you can put it in a container and run the container in the app service. So you can definitely do that. But in a certain scenarios, um, you have apps that are running that are written by developers who may have left the company. I mean, they're using the classic framework like .NET Framework 4.8 or 3.5, or they may be using some access to certain things like GAC. They may be using registry access. They may be using things like access to C Windows, basically the Windows file system. So all of these things are there, and you you need those apps to be modernized, but at the same time take advantage of what app service offers in terms of auto scaling, in terms of the ability to monitor and things like that. Get bar, instead of running them on virtual machines, but at the same time you don't have either time or money to invest to modernize that. And the risk is, since nobody knows about them, I mean, it maybe they may broke something, or even if somebody knows about them or how they about the code, there is a chance that there is too much investment required to bring them to modernize so that it can take advantage of app service. So that's where managed instance for app service comes into picture. It basically brings you closer where you can bring these kind of apps, bring them to in the app service ecosystem. So what this is, it's a managed instance offering from app service which allows certain capabilities like ability, and we will look at all the capabilities in a minute, but like the big ones: GAC, access to C Windows System 32, or basically file system, and the ability to integrate with access registry keys. So all of these capabilities are available as a part of this new offering, but at the same time, it's still in the app service ecosystem. So VNet integration is available. You know, it works with Azure resources, and also all of these things are available as well. So that's kind of a best of both worlds. Just keep in mind, you still want to take advantage of app service or app service environment, and you want to evaluate your application for that, because not every application should be um, is a good candidate to be used for manage app service managed instance. Okay, so just want to clarify that. Okay, with that, let's quickly move on to the next slide. Manage. This is the high level architecture. Oh, by the way, one big thing that comes up as a part of this is the ability to do RDP. So now you can do RDP into your instance, and as long as it is VNet integrated and you can access it. So that's all there is to it. One other thing, so this is kind of a high level architecture. Put simply, what you do is it gives you a blank slate of a system. And if you want to do some customization to it, let's say that you want to install something in the GAG, you want to install some new fonts, or things like that. I mean, anything that deals with OS or all of that, you can put them in an installation script, put it in a storage account, create a user assigned managed identity, give it access to that script, and that's how this instance will be able to get to that script and run it when it starts. So think of it. Managed instance, blank slate, starts up, gets this installation script and run it so your instance is ready. Next thing is you can install your app on it, which takes advantage of all the stuff that is there. You may have configured some GAC or something in the GAC, or may have installed some fonts and things like that. Okay. At the same time, you can take advantage of adapters like registry adapter or file adapter to access. So it does very interesting stuff in terms of registry. For example, instead of like getting your values from registry, it has this adapter mechanism where if as you're making call to registry, it gets these values from key vault. Okay. So what you can do is have a key vault there and store your values in the key vault. In the configuration section of your app, you configure like, hey, I'm getting this value and this registry key, and this should come from this place in the key vault. So that's it. Because just keep in mind, though they are managed instance, I mean, your managed instances go down and it can come up and it will be a clean slate. Okay, so you cannot just make changes on it and they will persist. Those changes are persisted in the services like Key Vault. Okay, and your settings are persisted in your installation script, which is in a storage account. And when your managed instance starts up, it reads those values. So, any questions, folks? Okay, so here is at a high level how this thing will work. First of all, you create a storage account with a blob container where your custom configuration script will reside. I have provided the links here so you can go in and you can access these. Second thing is that you will create a managed identity, user assigned managed identity, and give it appropriate blob access to read that blob from that storage account. And then make sure that your install script is named um, install.ps1 and all dependencies are in the same folder. Otherwise, what's going to happen is it will not work. And then you deploy your app service managed instance plan. And we will take a look at the demo and go through that and explain it to you. And then either you can deploy the sample application, which basically look at the font, or if you have your own application, you can just zip the deployment files and deploy it just like that, AZ web deploy. And it will be deployed and you will have your app running. Got it? Okay, so I think it's a demo time. Let's quickly go through a quick demo. So first of all, folks, please feel free to ask if you have any questions. Okay, so first of all, this is my resource group, and just to save time, since we have only 30 minutes, I have done some pre-work. As I said, I have created a storage account. This is my storage account, and as you can see here in this, I have a container, and let me increase the font size a little bit so everybody can see. Okay, let me do one time. Okay, so as you can see here, this is uh, a container. In that, this is a script.zip file. This is basically, and I will show it to you later as well. It is installing a custom font Aptos uh, in the C Windows fonts directory. That's all it is doing. So basically, what we have here is the script, a PowerShell script itself, which is install.ps1, and um, a and the font files. So basically, everything in one place. Got it? Second thing is I have created this user assigned managed identity. Hopefully, yeah, that's good. And and this identity I have assigned it to give basically I have given the access so it can access this storage account as you can see here. Give it a second. If we go down, I have just given blob data contributor access. I think blob data reader is fine, but I have given it blob data contributor. But you should give the minimum level of access. Okay, so that's job is done. Next, we are gonna now create the managed instance for app service. And the way you do it, you go in and type in managed instance, and it will show you different managed instance. And now we go in here and this will create it. So basically, you provide the resource group, name of your web app, runtime stack. As you can see, I'm just gonna pick and region. Just keep in mind it's not available in all regions, so you pick your region, and then this is important. You pick your okay, 1 second. You have to give it some name. So I'm just gonna use RG dash. So pretty standard. There's no rocket science into it. And demo 01. And with that, it will create a service plan for you. Got it? Oh, one other thing you can do here is you can go into advanced and you can specify the storage account, what is the container, what is the name of the zip file, everything, and the identity. And this identity will be assigned to the app service plan. Okay, so you can do it all there, or you can do it after this app is created. Okay, guys, here's the thing. As I said, we are short on time. So what I have done is I'm just doing the baking trick, and I have created a app for you. So this app has been created. What I'm going to do now is, as you can see, this app is there. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the app service plan. And this is my app service plan. And I'm going to go in here and into the settings identity. So I am doing the same thing. I am saying this is the identity, and I am gonna add this identity to this service. Got it? So now whatever uh, I showed you on that screen, I am doing part of it here. Number one, second thing, let's go to the configuration. Okay. So here I am going to pick up the storage account. So let's go in here. Let's pick a storage account. I'm going to type in S, and yeah, this is my storage account. This is my container, and the file name is scripts.zip. Okay, this is my zip file, and basically this is the so this shows you value. This is how it's gonna pick up. Okay, um, that's pretty much it. So okay, yeah. So I think it was just not tabbing out. Now I apply the changes. So now this thing is set. Okay. The thing is, in my demo, I want to be a little more sophisticated. So what I'm doing is I'm reading two registry values as well. Okay. So in order to do that, in order to access those registry values, I need to go in and I need to add these values here. You can add those values here from as well. But then what I have seen is for some reason, um, this UI is not working, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to add. One thing would be the path that I'm going to add. So the path will look something like this. So basically, here is the actual registry values. You see here? I mean, it's an current user, software, NZAPL. This is my current registry value. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate these values into Key Vault, but I have to configure here to let it know that it has to get it from a Key Vault. Okay, so that's that. Um, so so that's how it's going to be working. So let's run the script and copy these values over to, and let me show you how does that look like. I hope everybody with me so far. Um, let me just copy it. And I will show you the command. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So I come here, and this is my command prompt. And what I'm going to do is the account. First of all, let me show, just make sure I'm in the right account. Is the account show? Okay. Yeah, so we are on the right account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the first command. So this is basically I'm going through the CLI. For some reason, I try to do it from the portal, and there is a bug where it kind of complains about the path registry path. Okay, so this is the first command that I ran. Give it a second, and since we are in a demo, it's gonna take some time. In the oh, what happened? Oh, okay. So let's do AZ login. Should have done it before, but there's always yeah. Sorry guys. Yes, proof sign in. 37. Yes, that's me. Okay, that's good. Give it a second. In the meantime, any questions, folks? Please feel free to ask. We have time. I think we should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, we are on the right account, so I'm going to run it one more time, and this time it should work. Yeah, it worked. Okay, and I will show it to you. It will appear on the other side. So now run the second one. So there are two registry entry. We added both of them here, um, and let it go through. And once, okay, good. So now let's go back to our settings, and if I refresh it, you will see these two registry entries. So basically, it is getting them from the key vault because the system is not persisting anything. If you do some registry entry, they will go away. So it is getting it from key vault. It's just system is smart enough, the management is smart enough that when app requests registry entry, it will get it the um, from the backend system. Okay, so that's good. So that's now there. What and let me show you the app that I have. It's a very simple uh, .NET 4.8 app, not .NET Core. It's a 4.8 app. Let's run it, and I will show it to you in a second. So this is the app running locally. Okay, so give it a second, it will come up. Okay, so as you can see, if I change the font, so for example, I have, you see the font is coming from Comic, so I can change, or I can change it to Consola, and it will. So you see, this is changing. And then if I go to the home screen, you will see the two registry entries. Okay, so on this system, they are coming from my local registry. Okay, but when we deploy it in the cloud, they will come from the key vault. That's how we have configured. Okay, so let's now, it's time to, deploy it into the cloud. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a publish. And what I have done, I have set up publish to a folder. So let's publish it. Okay, give it a second. Let it publish. Okay, publish completed. The folder is ready. So let's open this folder. Let's bring it here. This is my folder. As you can see, I have been deploying previously. There's an app.zip there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab everything, right click, compress to zip file. Okay. So it's just create a bundle.zip. I'm just going to rename it app.zip. By the way, you can name it whatever you want. The script that I have is using app.zip. Okay. So that's why I'm just lazy. So I'm going to go here and let me just clear the screen. And I'm going to now deploy it. And I will explain what I'm deploying. Give it 1 second. So now we are deploying it into the web app. Okay. So this is AZ web app deploy resource group managed instance, blah, blah, blah. And basically we are using the app.zip. This is in the published folder. So hopefully it will take a minute to deploy it. Okay, in the meantime, it's deploying. So as I said, it takes a minute to deploy. So what I'm going to do is I already have an app that is deployed, and let me show you that. So while this is deploying, let's go to that app. This is my web app 2 that I have deployed. It's the same app. Uh, absolutely the same. So let's browse it. Okay. So let's take a look. So now this app is running into the cloud, and this is getting its value from the key vault. And let me show you the key vault. From there, it's getting the values. Okay. One other thing is the managed identity that we created. It has access. It's basically has the security reader access to this keyboard. Okay, I can show it to you. I think I gave it a larger access, but it should be just a secrets reader access. Okay, where is that secrets? I gave it a keyboard administrator. You should not do it. It should only be secret user. So that's what I gave it to it. Okay, that but you should give it to it. I just gave it for the demo higher access. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so think of it. Same app deployed. Now it's running. It's running in the cloud and font display. Okay, look, this is the font that it is the APTOS. That's the font that is deployed. So let's say I change it to comic. Okay, changed. So and if I so point is certain things that you were only able to do on machines running on code that is running on VMs. Now you can do it with managed instance. Okay, quickly, one last thing I want to show you here. Okay, so we go in here and let's go into the managed plan. Okay, and bear with me. I want to show you um, the remote desktop. So just keep in mind with networking, this is VNet integrated. So it is, as you can see, the VNet integration is there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go into app service plan and uh, we went there. It's an app service plan. Go to instances. So it will show you what app instances are running. Connect via Bastion. Okay. So what I have done is I have created a Bastion and that configuration is here. So what you have to have is you have to have a Bastion and you have to allow remote desktop access via Bastion. You may have a Bastion in the same VNet, but unless until you don't allow it, it will not work. So I have allowed it. Okay. So let's quickly go back to instance and let's do a connect. Okay. So look how seamless. It's opening the remote desktop connection to the Bastion host. It's waiting for the response. It will come up in a section, connection successful. I am now RDPing into that particular app instance. Got it? How cool is it? I mean, so basically it is now inside the app service that is running. So this is basically taking it, your app service instance, which was running, which is, I call it classic, using access to the machine and all that. Now we are running it um, in the cloud, and we have RDP enabled to it. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it since we only have 30 minutes. I have a few slides to go through important points. Okay, so let's go through if you and please feel free to ask if you have any questions. Okay, First thing, these are the capabilities, high level capabilities. You can have storage flexibility. So interesting part is if you have a VM in the same VNet and you can access it through a UNC path that is also supported. Okay, so UNC path of network share, they're also supported. You already saw registry adapters. You already saw custom install. Okay, you already saw remote desktop. Okay, at the same time, at this moment, only Windows VMs are supported. CI/CD is fully supported, so you can deploy it through GitHub or Azure DevOps. Okay, both system assigned identity and user assigned identity at the plane level are supported. Okay, um, keeping moving forward, this is we already talk about RDP access method. So, okay, in terms of just remember, logs are created uh, at the app service plan level and not the app level. So you have to look at that log. So that's where a little bit of clarification in terms of storage bound. That's event also at the are captured at the app service level. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Okay. RDP access required Azure Bastion and VNet integration. Okay, so you can take advantage of it. Okay, now very important when to use. When you need legacy Windows compatibility, you have COM components, you have registry modification, things like that. UNC path. You want to just do lift and improve. You don't want to make any code changes. Windows specific customizations are needed. That's when you need the managed instance. Okay. And when not to use, I mean, if you have modern cloud native app, use that. If there's no customization needed, use that. You need large scale, 100 plus app scale, you use app service environment. Just keep in mind, managed instance for app service does not support at the moment ACAs. Okay. And we will look at the limitations. Okay. Here's a few things. I would say start with standard app service. Okay. Then, if that doesn't meet your demand of scale and isolation, go with app service environment or look at, uh, uh, um, you know, uh, hosting containers in app service. If you come out like, okay, I have to do customization, this is a must have, and there's no way around it, either it's too much time or too much money that needed, then look at a managed instance for app service. Okay. There are some best practices, store secrets in keywords, logging. I mean, pretty standard. Um, um, I want to bring here into a limitation. At this moment, it's Windows only. It's a limited region that are available. East Asia. Yes, please go ahead, Daniel.
One question. This reminds me 10 years back when we are having a classic Azure, the management.azure.com. So we have a service called cloud services, which combination of the web role and worker role. And after that, Azure came up with the app services to rename this and retain that service. This reminds me to go back to the same functionality of the web role and worker role that has part of the classic services where we have deployed our apps and virtual machine running in the back. Even we can do on a UNC and the RDP and everything. Is that
Yeah.
same service we are bringing up back or
No,
with
no, no,
some
no. It's
modern
a different
capability?
service. I think more like model of SQL Server managed instance. We started with SQL Server, SQL Azure, then came out other instances, and then came out SQL managed instance, which is basically trying to maintain the most compatibility SQL on-prem has, having the and then deploy it in the cloud. So I think that's it. By the way, it has nothing to do with web roles and app roles, worker roles. It's totally different model. So some things may seem similar, but it's very different. So in regards to limitation, just keep in mind, don't, if you go into RDP, make some changes, just keep in mind, of your instance reload, your changes are gone. So use file system, use persistent file system, use registry settings for those any changes that you want to make. Okay, because any changes, let's say you change registry, okay, or some deploy something through RDP, that is gone once the machine starts up. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and that's I want mention. So once again, a quick recap: manage instance for app service is available, which allows you to bring your application which need access to system resources, which needs access to registry. Now you can bring those application and be a first class citizen of app service family. Okay. Any questions? I know we are 1 minute overdue. Over. Okay. Folks, if there are no other questions, thank you for joining and hope to see everybody next week for another session of Azure Power Lunch. Thanks. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.